Barcelona 2, Real Madrid 0. And that puts the final coffin in the final nail in the coffin of Real Madrid this season, and of course sentenced them to a trophyless season for a second season in a row. We knew this was going to happen anyway, but then it's a different thing when it's confirmed officially. This is confirmed officially. So let's talk about the Clásico yesterday. Number 1 point, Barcelona have to buy Rashford. I mean, wonderful free kick. He has been an amazing player. Over 20 goals and assists. 40 million looks like a steal. 40 million euros looks like a steal for such a player.
Firstly, there are several things involved. Firstly, they have the financial capacity to spend.
But they need a winger. A sort of
obvious.
A sort of backup for Rafinha. And I feel like Rashford would be the cheapest backup for Rafinha they are going to get.
But firstly, do they have the financial strength? Not even to buy him. How about his salary, to pay his salary?
He looks like a guy that would take a pay cut to join Barcelona.
It doesn't matter. We know the issue they usually have every season registration of players.
I have to send somebody away, sell N'Golo Martinez.
So now the secondly, they may also be feeling like it's also a risk. At times you can get a player on loan like that. They may turn up and sign them and decided to flop again. It happens like that. Most especially player that has one season on their contract, they'll start showing up.
We saw that with Willian.
We saw it with Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Then they'll start giving you goals back to back. Give them contract.
Salah with Salah.
So they may be thinking it here and there, but still, as much as they have it at the back of their mind that Rashford will be good, is going to be a backup player. Then it's a very cheap bargain for them to get him for just 40 million. And then if they are not serious, I think Rashford is a very quality player that can fit into any team in Europe. Even if not on the starting level, even if as a backup at least. But Rashford is still a very fantastic player.
Yeah, it looks, and he still has a journey side at least. Yes. It's not close.
So and like we said, football is about mentality. Everything Manu has doused in him has been brought up by Barcelona again. So I think anything that just signed him should just build on that, and we all know the type of quality he possesses as a player. So he's a very dangerous player. He can shoot, he can run, he can dribble.
He can play across the three fronts.
Do you understand? So he's a very good player.
Yesterday played on the right.
Yes.
He can play on the left and he can also be the man.
So he's a very good player for any team. 40 million is a very good bargain.
Seems like Shola doesn't agree.
well, if he's going to agree to be a backup player. Because I don't.
He has been a backup player and he seems happy with it.
I'm sure he won't mind to be a
backup player. He would
rather than go to Manchester United.
He would rather be a backup player.
No. Here is even the question. Why is it that Manchester United players who felt entitled to being a starter at Manchester United, who felt entitled to being a starting player and threw their arms up when they didn't get it, go to other clubs and are okay being a squad player?
No, go to bigger clubs.
Not there's a bigger club. Okay, fine. Rashford went to a bigger club in Barcelona. Okay. That's even contestable. But then, fine. Rashford went to a bigger club in Barcelona.
Sancho is not doing well.
Sancho went to a smaller club.
He's not doing
well. He's not a starter, and he looks like he's not complaining. Garnacho went to Chelsea. He's a proper bench player at Chelsea. At Manchester United, if he stayed on the bench as much as he has stayed at Chelsea, maybe he'll have gone on strike. I just scamper everywhere. If Rashford has stayed on the bench at Manchester United as much as he did at Barcelona, maybe he will have burnt that Old Trafford. So why is it that they feel entitled at Old Trafford to? Is it because of the hype? And then they go to other clubs and they become humble lamb?
The answer is simple. I'm not sure. I'll put up this answer. The answer seems like it gets done on them that they are not as good as the few they are. So there are situations where you get to a club, you feel they're not playing me. I can
Especially
do this.
if you come from the academy.
Yes, I can do this. I can do that.
And at the same time, if you look at the quality of the player you are being benched for, you may be convinced that no.
I can do this. I can do that. Then let me leave. Let me go somewhere else. There's no top teams you go to in Europe that you won't find one quality player in your position. You will find one player that is firing on all cylinders in your position. So they get to those kind of things and they get to understand, this guy they play. Oh, okay, fine. Let me just stay. So that's the situation.
All right, let's talk about the El Clásico game itself. Barcelona, in the space of 15 minutes, the El Clásico was practically done. 2 quick goals. Real Madrid never came to the party. Now, we know of the drama that happened before the game. But then, was that the worst? Yes, we know that Real Madrid have lost 5, 6. Was that the worst Clásico performance you've seen?
Well, of recent though, that's worse.
One of the worst.
Of recent, one of them. We've seen worst, but that's one of the very bad ones. I can't even call it a Clásico. Can we even call it Clásico? Can we even put the Spanish language Clásico in it? It was just like a friendly. Because sincerely, Barcelona wasn't really good yesterday. I can just say Barcelona was just decent.
There's that moment. There's just a game of moments. And free kick, and then the 1 or 2.
They weren't special yesterday.
But I think the ref was also part of the reason why the game ended that way. Because had it been the foul on Bellingham was
red card penalty. I
believe it would have energized Real Madrid a bit and would have
scored penalty and
scored penalty 2-1. So we may get a 4-2, 5-2, 3-2, 5-3 result and still get entertained. Even if it's just a penalty and not a red card. But I believe once Madrid score in that game, there will be pressure on Barcelona. And still, Barca will also wake up. Barca is playing as if they are playing Rayo Vallecano.
So at 70 minutes, 75 minutes, it felt like the game was run over.
Even when the ref was about to blow the final whistle on the first, Barca was just doing.
There was no extra time.
It was training. So it was a training. And even when the ref got bored.
And sincerely, let me put this into it. It shows how much ahead Barcelona is compared to what Madrid is doing.
Right. Let's break down the two teams individually. Now, for Real Madrid, another disaster season. Second quarter. What must they do now? We hear that Mourinho is ready to come. We hear that Real Madrid are really engaging in talks. But at the end of the day, it's Florentino Perez's decision. Do you think it's a good idea to bring Mourinho to the Bernabeu? Mourinho back to Bernabeu? Is it the solution Real Madrid have been?
May not necessarily be the solution, but I still think it's a very good decision considering the type of players they have on ground now. Their ego, their pride, and their attitude towards coach. They had, I think, 2 or 3 managers this season alone. Alonso, I think Anabel, two coaches. And this, it's not as if, at least if we don't even know the.
But in the last 2 seasons, they've had 3.
Yes, if let's say Abelua does not have a track record, but at least Sabi Alonso have a track record. You know what he did with Leverkusen. And it was as if Alonso wasn't Alonso. Do you understand? Unbeaten. Every singles. So that's the type of player they are currently managing. So I believe Mourinho can manage that team. And it's not as if I do tell people Mourinho will not get it. It won't be as people were expecting. Mourinho will not arrive at Madrid and say, back you go and be playing the right back or go and be sitting down. No. Mourinho will first of all make sure they are feeling on top of the world. Mourinho will hype you, will tell you are the best on the world. Forget Ballon d'Or. You are the best on the world. You have the quality to be the best. You have the quality to give me 80 goals. You have the quality to build a synergy around them. Give them, let's say, do an organogram on the pitch. This is your role. This is your role. Both of you can do this. You can do that. But then let Mourinho achieve something big. You start showing them. You now start showing who the boss are, where they belong. Probably the ones that belong to the trash will be put in the trash, and the ones that belong to the team will be put on the team.
Shola, how can, apart from the coach, Jose Mourinho, how can they get better when it comes to players? Because it also feels like, apart from the coaches that have been coaching them, this looks like an imbalanced team, and it feels like there's nothing they have done to try and balance it up that has worked. Last summer, they bought 3 defenders. They bought a right back, they bought a left back, they bought a centre back. Their defense is still porous. Yes. Midfield, on paper, you say they have good midfielders. I mean, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Valverde, they are all internationals who can be called decent players. Jude Bellingham, 100 million player. Adagula is a good player. Rodrigo, Vinicius, Mbappe. On paper, it feels like the players are there. But then, when you watch Real Madrid, you can't still help but say that there's still something missing. This team is it's like something that is bent like this. Balance, huh?
Yeah. Well, let me chip in from the Jose Mourinho issue. Well, I love the idea of bringing in Jose Mourinho, but let's look at it from this perspective. Are they going to give Jose Mourinho the power they used to give Jose Mourinho back in the days? Football is gradually changing, and at the end of the day, the board will rather follow the players.
I think that's part of the negotiation what Jose Mourinho is also doing. I think that's some of the delays they're having in that deal.
Oh, really?
I think that's it.
If things go,
He's trying to give them some conditions because Mourinho is getting old.
He will not come. And
I think that's part of the negotiation process.
But if things goes haywire and the players are not listening to him, are they going to follow Mourinho?
Are they going to sack him like?
Are they going to sack him, or they are going to tell some players that go to hell?
If you want to leave,
If you want to leave.
Yes, that was what Arsenal did with Arteta. Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe, they let them go and leave the coach. So I think that's part of what, because Mourinho is also looking at that team. Mourinho is not coming from an alien world. He's also in this world. Everybody knows what that Real Madrid team is now.
Okay. That being said, let me continue then. So talking about Madrid, the difference between Madrid and Barcelona is a working recruitment system. Barcelona have been able to create a working recruitment system, and that is why they are solving their problems in the midfield from their academy. But Madrid can't do that. They are not really that kind of a team. So they have to spend. Now,
Gavi,
I was surprised yesterday at the point they brought out two midfielders and they still brought in two midfielders. They brought in Bernal and this particular Dutch player. Frenkie de Jong, and we were still playing beautiful football. So, but Madrid can't do that. The only thing Madrid can do is go and buy players. Now, do we have that level of quality at your disposal like we used to have it back in the day? We don't. So when they will look into the World Cup, maybe you can still steal some players and lure them in, good players, quality players, but I'm not sure. So the difference is just you. So now they have to go out again and get players. Maybe if they are lucky enough to get players and see good players that will come in and match up with what Pedri is doing with other players. But I doubt.
You know, to add up to what he has just said, I think one of the issues with that Real Madrid midfield is they have several players that have similar or same qualities and profiles.
Tchouaméni and Camavinga.
Even Valverde and Bellingham. Most of them are all CMs. Low creativity, they are just runners. They can just run.
But permit me to add this in. And I learned something from PSG. You have to have intelligent midfielders. Yes. See, PSG, Neves and Vitinha, they are so intelligent to an extent that they know the kind of pass to give Dembele. They know when not to give Kvaratskhelia the ball. They know so far they give the Kvaratskhelia the ball and he's having the one-on-one, a goal is going to happen. So, and they know how to pick their runs.
So they know which.
They know the type of pass to give.
They know the characteristics of the entire squad playing in front of.
Even at their back,
even behind them.
Yes, they know your strength. Yes, they know everybody's strength. That's the work of your midfield.
Madrid doesn't have that quality.
So some are saying that Madrid should go all out and get Bruno Fernandes.
No. I'm telling you, for Real Madrid, it's not to be a good decision.
They got Modric at 28. And
even if it's going to be for one season, Bruno Fernandes will still be a very good signing. But they still need a very intelligent number 6. They had, if you look at some of the games they played,
they need to let some people go because
they need to. You can't have Valverde, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Bellingham, the same thing.
Almost the same crop of players, almost the same characteristics.
I think the only creative player they have in those teams, they still have the likes of Adagula is creative. Brahim Diaz is a bit creative, but then these are the players you will still be sending to the wings at times. You still want to use all those runners, and though there are coaches that likes a set of midfield like that. Let's remember Jurgen Klopp during his days with the likes of Henderson, Fabinho, and so no attacking midfielders. But then let's remember they had men Salah. They have the 2 and 3 Arnold and Robertson that they are as creative as any midfielder.
So those 3 can go and block.
They can go and block, and they have wing backs that can deliver.
So they have other qualities. They have the quality of creativity and other wings, not that they may do. But you you have Arnold. But are you allowing Arnold to? Is Arnold still playing the type of football we used to play at the Premier League? Can Carreras or Fran Garcia do the same qualities Robertson was offering Liverpool? Do you have such wingers again in your team like Salah? And can they give you the number of goals and assists Sadio Mane and Salah was given to Liverpool to you? No, so you need a very that's La Liga. La Liga is not Premier League.
All right, now quickly let's talk about Barcelona. This defense problem. is this time to finally solve it? Because yes, they won two back-to-back titles, but then when it comes to the Champions League, maybe in the La Liga they know how to go around it because Real Madrid have not really been good. But then when it comes to the Champions League, they still get found out. Chelsea still pays them through this season. Atletico Madrid still send them out of the Champions League this season, even though we saw Atletico Madrid was not special against Arsenal. So is this time for them to go and fix that their defensive problem? All this Eligasha, Basi nonsense. Go and get. And they've got a good attack. They've got good midfield. So just go all out. Get 2 centre backs. Forget about the ones that are gone. Get 2 proper centre backs. I think if they can sign Cancelo permanently, they've got a good left back. Kaunde can still do a good job at right back. Just go and get 2 proper centre backs. I hear they are pricing Alexander Bastoni of Inter Milan, but Inter Milan's 80 million evaluation is sending them away. They just close eyes. Only Rodulio Mafin. Just at least they Rodu better than the Rodu.
Well, I feel they need that actually. They need to get a quality centre back. But as moving away from that, people keep talking about Barcelona. They play 9 line. Barcelona has been playing 9 lines since the days of.
That's it.
They've been playing. That is the way Barcelona plays. Now they getting vulnerable in this style of football.
It's because the players.
It's just because back then they had a midfield that holds possession more. You will likely find it harder to find them out. So
they still have
it, but not on the level they used to have. You can't compare the level at which they as a matter of fact, they even make the pitch even smaller than now. Now they still play long passes. Then they don't play much long passes. It is always short. But they add the quality that could play that football better than.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, go on.
You see, that's what I wanted to say. If you look at the history of Barcelona, Barca don't really invest on the defense line. They used to have belief in that attacks. If you score, we'll score you back. We'll overscore you. That has always been the style since way back.
And the day it backfires,
it backfires. They don't care because there's always a vulnerable, there's always a risky ball. So they
converted Barcelona into a defender.
Do you understand? So they always invest in that forward line, and I think some of the things why they are being exposed these days is that number one, they are only being exposed in the Champions League, like he said. Then secondly is it's not as if their defense life is that poor. No. But matches like that, like Atletico and the likes, they just build a structure around that attacks. They try as much as possible to restrict that attack and at the same time just look for the goal too. If you look at in those days too, Chelsea won them. There was a time Chelsea won them. Inter Milan won them during the days of Murillo, and this was similar things those teams do. If you want to beat Barca, you have to be on top of your game for the whole 90 minutes, and it's still there till now. Then secondly, if you look at the era from 2012 upward, you can't compare the quality in attack with what they have now. And you can't even compare any player in that Barcelona, even in the world now, with the Messi of Barcelona. Messi himself is a factor. Messi alone is a factor. It's like 3 or 4 players in one.
Barcelona were better then.
Compared to now. So it's not as if the Barca don't really invest in
So they just go and fix their defense.
Fix the defense and just fix better players and hope they can keep playing the way they are playing.
Or just continue with what you've been doing, put more quality in the midfield.
Well, this is what it is. Congratulations to Barcelona and for Real Madrid. Now, let's see if they'll be third time lucky. Third season of Kylian Mbappe may be their lucky season.